Hey everybody, Drake here.
Oh.
This is Two Hoodies, Three Cats. We just tried to record. I'm going to tell you a little story real quick. So the first time Gypsy and I record, first of all, Hangover Gang, if you're here, thank you for being here. Love you guys. We're doing Tom MacDonald, the system today. But I just tried to record Clown World with Bone. And when Gypsy and I first started the channel, the very first video we tried to record was Clown World, and we didn't have the settings on the recording set up properly. So the music and the headphones and everything, we didn't have it matched up, so you couldn't hear any of the music. You could hear our reaction, but you couldn't hear the music. So we didn't redo it. Because we wanted the reaction to be something fresh and new and not, we just did this and try to fake the reaction. So then I'm like, well, Bone and I are going to do Clown World. So we just finished Clown World. And it only recorded the first 2.5 minutes of our recording. So for some reason, I'm not supposed to do a reaction to Clown World by Tom MacDonald. So we're doing the system instead. So we're introducing Bone to Hangover Gang. So Hangover Gang, this is Bone.
Hello.
And if you guys, Bone's an accomplished musician. He has a lot of self-published music out. He's
I have had music
diverse
on the internet
style.
in the past, but I've since taken it all down.
Yeah, but you have diverse style, diverse likes and tastes.
I do, yeah.
So after this, you guys feel free to flood the comments with what you want Bone to hear or see next. And this is my attempt now on the second track to introduce him to Tom MacDonald.
All right, let's go.
Let's go.
Key system.
We're still recording. All right. Everything looks right. Guys, like, subscribe, comment below. Thanks for being here. And we're going to get into this. As usual, if we get somewhere and you want me to stop or you want me to back up, just let me know.
Gotcha.
All right.
Welcome to the world, baby boy. I'll paint you red and white and blue. The indoctrination starts as soon as you come out the womb. Pretty quick, we'll make you stupid with curriculums at school. And if the classroom doesn't do the trick, we'll make you watch the news. Pick your team, right or left, take the red pill or the blue. You can vote, but even if you win, still everyone will lose. Don't forget to buy designer because Gucci makes you cool. We prioritize material belongings over truth. Get a job that you can't stand so you can buy some cans of food. Go overseas and die for freedom. There's some oil we can use. Our democracy exists so that you think that you can choose. But our algorithms make you do what we want you to do. What's the problem? Your depressed society has you confused. We got medication for you that you'll probably abuse. Go get married to a lady who also don't have a clue. And
All right, that's 40 seconds.
Yeah, I like it. This one's a little bit more vocally hitting, more heavy than
Yeah.
the Clown World one.
So, 40 seconds in, what do you think so far?
I would like to see him with some heavy guitars. Not the whole time, but just in there with some emphasis.
Oh, he has a couple tracks where he's got some serious guitar work. One's like a straight up heavy metal, and the other one's just this, like almost like AC/DC style in your face rock and roll kind of thing.
He does his own beats, right?
Yes.
So does he program them or does he use samples?
I'm not
Or both?
100% sure. They're probably a little bit of both. And I know that him and Nova work the hooks together, and then they have a guy that does the finishes, like takes it all and masters it and puts it in, and he gives a thumbs up to it. I can't remember his name. He talks about him in another video. That video is insane. I'll play that one for you at some point. But he writes
I think what's
everything.
interesting is he manages to cover all these issues and never runs out of material and has a way of keeping it fresh.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah. So we're going to back this up just a little bit. There we go.
as you confused, we got medication for you that you'll probably abuse. Go get married to a lady who also don't have a clue, and pump out a few babies that are just the same as you. Welcome to the system, everyone's a victim. Doesn't matter if you're black or white, it hates you all. Here inside the system, violence is a symptom. Fighting for what's right, but somehow everyone is wrong. Welcome to the system, everyone's a victim. Doesn't matter if you're black or white, it hates you all. Here inside the system, violence is a symptom, fighting for what's right, but somehow everyone is wrong. Welcome to the world, baby girl. I'll paint you pink if that's okay. We'll encourage self-destruction through the music that you play. We divided all the men by trying politics and race, and honestly, it's working awesome. So for you, we'll do the same. Never teaching you to love your.
So I looked like he had eyeballs painted on his eyelids, but I guess those are tattoos.
They're dollar signs.
Wow.
They're dollar signs on his.
That's a bold statement.
Yeah, it is. I didn't know what you were laughing about.
Well, I thought he was just sitting there like in his dreamland with his eyes closed. You know, it was like with his fake eyeballs. Like I'm just gonna.
Oh, right there.
In.
Yeah, those are
tattoos.
there's
Wow.
actually dollar signs tattooed on his eyelids.
Well, I would say that
The first when I first saw him, it was People So Stupid, and it popped up on my feed on Facebook, and I'm like, okay, who is this guy, and what is no, and I kept going, didn't even bother. Then it was like a week or two later, boom, the internet doesn't want you to see this. Don't click here. Blah blah blah. And it was People So Stupid again. I'm like, all right. I'm like, okay. So then I don't, and some time another week or two goes by, and at this point the pandemic started, and it's work or being locked down at home. And I'm like, all right, this keeps popping up in my feed. I'm going to watch this and see what it is. And the subject matter blew my brain out of my head. It was very similar to this, but a lot of hot topic push button issues. And it's done like in a newscast.
Yeah, it's covering the. It would be interesting to see if he did songs on specific historical events. But I think it's interesting he's saying that violence is a symptom. But if you look at the curtains, what's on the curtains?
Dinosaurs.
And why is it that the children immediately start trying to eat stuff when they have dinosaurs?
I don't know.
You know, what's interesting is that as the dinosaurs, they tap into our base aggression.
It's kind of funny, huh?
So I wonder if they did that on purpose or if they just grabbed the first childlike curtains they could grab. I would, to me, if you see like in the Clown World video, he's got this block in his hand.
Yeah.
It starts on A and it's slowly turning ABC. Like that's not accidental.
No.
These people know what they're doing. It's
He's
well done. Well done.
And if you're watching this, if any of the Hangover Gang watches this video and you guys know why they picked the dinosaur curtains, fill it in below. Keep going. You like the first part of the song was hey baby boy.
Yeah,
to the world, and now we're in baby girl.
Urge self-destruction through the music that you play. We divided all the men by trying politics and race, and honestly, it's working awesome. So for you, we'll do the same. Never teaching you to love yourself, inject you full of hate, objectify your sexuality, then blame you for the rape, and weaponize the differences that make our men and women great. Then just to screw with you, erase the genders. Everyone's the same. We'll empower you with rights to vote and fight for equal pay. Then have the men turn into women, and you'll fight for them again. But you thought you had it figured out, but everything has changed. Welcome to the system. Please enjoy your stay. Here's a Bible and a bottle of the cheapest booze we make. Find a man who.
So right there where he said there's something missing in the
Yeah,
song.
there was a cut there. Is that?
Yeah, basically it's not a cut. It's they masked that part of the track. So for the YouTube and
Self-censored?
Spotify, and iTunes and all that.
I saw it.
They censor certain words to keep them in the algorithm in for billboards, and most all these tracks billboard chart.
Gotcha.
It's pretty crazy.
They actually accept him on because I thought I'd heard that they didn't.
He has stacks of #1 billboards.
Because I know with Tim Pool's recent track, they weren't counting a lot of his streams.
Yeah, with him.
I would like to see him on Tim Pool's show.
Yeah, he's got stacks of billboards.
I hope so.
You had it figured out, but everything has changed. Welcome to the system. Please enjoy your stay. Here's a Bible and a bottle of the cheapest booze we make. Find a man who can take care of you to fill the holes we made. Buy a house and settle down, fulfill your duty, procreate, and make a couple babies who will also do the same. Welcome to the system. Everyone's a victim. Doesn't matter if you're black or white, it hates you all. Here inside the system, violence is a symptom. Fighting for what's right, but somehow everyone is wrong. Welcome to the system. Everyone's a victim. Doesn't matter if you're black or white, it hates you all. Here inside the system, violence is a symptom. Fighting for what's right, but somehow everyone is wrong. Welcome to the world, everybody. I'ma paint you black and white. I'ma make you hate each other so that everyone will fight. I'ma give you our religion, let the righteous find the light. But I will also give you science to oppose the word of Christ. And I'ma give you borders, they're imaginary lines. If you cross them, go to war and win when everybody dies. And I'ma give you money that you'll value more than life. And let the 1% have everything while you fight to survive. And then I'll give you politics, I'll call it left and right. And while you divide yourselves, I will conquer both the sides. Can't you see? I'm the system, my whole purpose is divide. What you choose will never matter because everything is mine. Welcome to the system, everyone's a victim. Doesn't matter if you're black or white, it hates you all. Here inside the system, violence is a symptom. Fighting for what's right, but somehow everyone is wrong. Welcome to the system, everyone's a victim. Doesn't matter if you're black or white, it hates you all. Here inside the system, violence is a symptom. Fighting for what's right, but somehow everyone is wrong. Welcome to the system, everyone's a victim. Doesn't matter if you're black or white, it hates you all. Here inside the system, violence is a symptom. Fighting for what's right, but somehow everyone is wrong.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, so he's got like two sets of, it's like some of the music's extremely, this would be considered political because of the subject matter. But I would almost tell you that there are a lot of people that think he's right leaning, but like the song that he got popular on was a song called Dear Rappers. And in the song, he talks about, we're living in a country where you elected Donald Trump and police are killing people on the streets. And the rap industry is giving you drugs, alcohol, women, and cars.
They're not the only ones, but yeah.
But yeah, and that because he was like an open letter to the rap industry. His Dear Rappers.
Like I think I remember seeing that where it's like, why don't we present some kind of some values that aren't just
destroying.
Because
he even says
I want to
in
put
that,
the gun to my head and I'm just going to pull the trigger and maybe it won't go off. It's like, what?
Yeah, in that track, he makes a point going, and he's like, what you're talking to the rappers is like, what you're giving to these kids is what's keeping them in the hood.
Right.
What you're selling these kids is keeping them in the hood.
100%.
And you're not even helping the demographic that you are supposedly representing. And it immediately started like a storm of, oh, we don't like this guy, blah, blah, blah. And then he came out with a track called White Boy after that, which is basically his way of saying, I'm a white guy with blonde hair and blue eyes, and it's not my fault. And I can't take responsibility. I feel bad, but I wasn't alive then. And you can't hate me just because I look like somebody that might have been involved in something before I was even born.
Right.
And that was part of a lyric from that track, but those two tracks immediately put him in the crosshairs of a bunch of people that decide, oh, he's racist and we don't like him.
Yeah.
But really, 90% of everything I've seen that he's done is to try to wake people up to different
I would say
topics.
that this song is not political.
Oh, this song is trying to tell people,
It's trying to
I'm
identify.
watching you argue on these two different sides. You're better off understanding that you're being manipulated.
Yeah,
and
this is
controlled.
what he's saying. In a sense, you have puppets, right?
Yeah, puppet
Puppets.
masters.
You have your left puppet, left my right hand. You have your left puppet and your right puppet. Mm-hmm. I know what I'm doing. And they're being manipulated. And so culture manipulates advertising, politics, all these different sources. It's all manipulation for someone else's benefit and not for. And so his letter to the rappers is, why don't we take this message ourselves and turn it around?
Right.
So they can't divide us.
And
I don't see why he gets all the hate. It's only because people aren't paying attention. And they believe they don't want to take the time to better them. So what did that? They said that wherever there's one person that's lazy physically, there's 10,000 who are lazy mentally.
I would agree with that. A lot of times, half of what stops people from accomplishing anything is just starting to do whatever it is that they want to do. And sometimes it's fear or self-doubt or I don't believe I can do it.
Or they just don't know, or they just haven't been taught.
Right.
It's like if you just don't. I mean, what is it? The curse of not knowing that you don't know. If you don't know, you don't know.
And something that I've made a comment on in a lot of these videos, and you'll understand it the minute I say it. And if you're watching this, and you're thinking about doing something, or you have an artistic flair, or you want to do something in your life, or there's some mode that you want to get into, but you're afraid or you're not sure, get educated.
Yeah, number one.
Educate yourself on whatever it is, and as much of it as you can, to the point of, overkill. Because you can't be overeducated in a topic or on a position. And that's half the battle is we spend so much time as a society and a culture now only listening to one point of view or one source, and we take it for gospel. Like this has got to be true because I trust this person to tell me the truth. When you got half the population over here is like, well, we don't trust that person. We trust this person over here. And the reality is that there's some truth on both sides, but there's also, it's manipulated in a way to influence a reaction or a particular side or a stand. And that's why getting educated on both sides of a topic and understanding why you have one group that feels differently about it, when I don't really think that half the population is stupid, and I don't think that half the population is psychotic. I think that when you get down to brass tacks, they're misinformed and led down this road, and misinformed and led down that road.
Right.
And both sides lie and manipulate in the way to get a certain outcome.
Yes.
And he has another track, it's called Brainwashed, where he's talking about the fact that the media and politicians are doing everything they can to keep division and divide between these sides, because if we ever realize that we all want the same thing, and we woke up and looked up and realized that the media and the politicians are the ones that are really the problem and not each other, that there would be some serious change take place.
Yeah, if people realize where it's all coming from.
Yeah, because the reality is
well,
that
maybe we don't disagree so much.
Right. Yeah, I work with a guy who he's left. He's far left. I don't really think I'm far right at this point, but I'm not on the left. I'm somewhere in the middle, and I lean right. But there are some things on the left that I don't disagree with.
Right. Independent?
I would definitely be somewhere in the independent range. But the point was that he and I have found that Tom MacDonald is something, a bridge in our opinions. And we can both...
And that's really what he's trying to do.
Is get the two sides to come together and have a conversation. Really. And that's it. And I'll tell you, for my friend and I, it has worked. And we didn't hate each other. We just had very differing opinions on things. And now that we've talked about things, we realize that we're not that far removed from each other. We're all somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you just assume that someone is a bad actor or in bad faith, then there's going to be a lot of mistrust. Well, when you get to know someone and realize, okay, I see this person every day. I see what they do, or I've studied them or whatever. I know that they're not a bad faith person.
Right.
And then you can start to, so you're sincere when you say this. Now, let me try to understand it.
Yeah, because half the time it's like, why do you believe what you believe? I'll tell you why I believe what I believe, and half of it's because that's what I was taught when I was growing up, and I haven't seen anything to totally change my mind on where I'm at. And then the other person's like, well, this is where I'm from, and this is why I believe what I believe, and this is what was going on where I was. And a lot of it is demographically or geographical, where you were. I don't want to use money as a gauge, but sometimes poverty and impoverished have one set, and they're manipulated in one way, and the people that had money are manipulated another way.
Yeah.
It's all point of reference, and it's really difficult to put yourself in a position that you were never that you don't have a reference of.
Whatever the agenda is, whether it's coming from business or whether it's coming from industry. I mean, business meaning like companies that are selling things in stores that everyone can buy, or industry, things that business buys. Right? And and then you have government entities, and you have think tanks, wherever these things are coming from, the negative influence, the evil influence in the world. It's like they just put the message out there, and it reaches who it reaches through whatever method. So whether it's through songs, because I can't imagine. I know for a fact when I was a kid, my grandma's not listening to Slayer. Right? I'm not accusing Slayer of anything. I know some people just They just say what they say. But so she's never going to get a message from Slayer if Slayer is being used by someone.
That's funny that you use Slayer as the.
Well, I was going to use a different example, but I think that someone could probably relate to that because someone, you know,
oh yeah,
25 years ago, there wasn't rap, or probably more like 30 now.
Well, yeah, and then when the first time you see Tom, he's got the face tattoos and he's got all this stuff. You're like, all right, what's going on here? And it took me a minute to get. Everybody kept saying it looks like a mumble rapper, and I was like, I'm not even really sure what a mumble rapper is.
I think there was a mumble rapper who was a rainbow guy who had the teeth, he had the rainbow hair. I don't remember his name. I think he went to jail. Yeah, I mean, tattoos are tattoos. I don't really pay attention to it.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you for being here. Hangover Gang, leave some comments below and let us know what you think Bone would like. He said he was interested in heavier stuff, maybe some guitar-driven stuff.
Yeah, whatever. Well, I think I can appreciate all kinds of stuff.
In the Tom mode, there's some stuff out there though.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get out of here. If you got any suggestions for us, put them in the comments. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. If you're any of the thousands of people that have been watching some of my videos lately and not hitting subscribe, just hit subscribe.
It's free.
Yeah, at no cost to you, helps me immensely. As I've said on multiple videos, I'm not doing this for money. The monetization is not what I'm looking for. I'm using this channel to bring awareness to people about different artists and different tracks to help them deal with things that they're dealing with or help them maneuver this crazy world that we live in these days. So if you have any suggestions for something that we could check out that might fit in that scope, comment below and we'll do our best to get to it. And in the meantime, peace out and thanks for being here. We love you guys. Drake and
Bone
out.
Well, I don't know why I'm looking at the Bone.
Bone, Drake. Bone, Drake. Drake, Bone.
Holla.